got a nickname? Bob, George, Dominique. All right, cool. Hey, Dominique. So I think we can hear. Hopefully, we have good audio. You're out here. You were saying that you got displaced a few times by the government, wronged by the government, stuff taken illegally by the NGOs, to the nonprofits. And so, just kind of tell me what you were saying.
Well, when they evicted me from community first, they did it as an eviction, abandoned eviction, instead of someone occupying the place eviction. There's two types. You can evict them like they're abandoned and just throw all their stuff out, or you can evict them as they're still there and they have to be present while you're throwing their stuff out. But they did it without me being there. Most of my stuff was stolen by the people, and that's after being there 3 years. And that's because I didn't have the ability to pay anymore, because they had used up the community. They had used up the rapid rehousing funds for 2 years, and then after that, I didn't have any more funding, so they let $4,000 pile up. Then they took me to court and evicted me, and I've been out on the streets ever since, and that was in July. And ever since then, I've had one place where I was camping, and they came and told me they were coming on a certain day, and they came the day before and wiped out all my stuff. I came back, everything was gone, and this is about a month ago. And so I've been over here ever since, thank God. And I've been kind of worried that they're going to come this way with it, but
that's what I was checking.
GPS ran up on me downtown and ran my ID, and they were really hoping to find drugs. But that was the only thing that they had, is to find drugs. And
or warrants.
Or warrants, so.
And they didn't find you were clean?
They didn't find me with anything.
So what'd they do to you? They said, you're free to go, you're good? You don't have to leave?
Warning. No, they told me I had to leave.
You had to leave?
Yeah, but this was my warning. And then they took off.
What warning about what?
About leaving. I have to leave that area. After they ran my name and they searched me, they found I didn't have anything.
Or what?
Or I guess they would arrest me for trespassing. I didn't stick around to find out.
Were you on public property?
I was on the trails. Right,
that's public property.
So,
that's like parkland.
Yeah, and that's why they were asking. They asked me if Parks and Rec came through, and I said no. And so I came back. One day I took off early. Someone's like, "You need to get out of here." And then I took off, and I came back, and it was all gone. And so, thank God I have a friend that gave me this tent, and I was able to reestablish myself here. But
it's a small tent.
Yeah, it's a small tent. It's good for when it's raining.
Yeah.
I guess it's supposed to be raining tomorrow, I guess.
And maybe next 3 days.
Yeah, and I had just got it up right when that last rainstorm hit, and I was grateful. It sounded like it was going to be washed away, but I'm just grateful that I had this area right now. And they kind of tend to leave this area alone unless you're under the bridge. They mess with that, but I've been out here.
Because the bridge, you don't necessarily need a tent because it's a shelter.
Right.
So if you try to seek shelter from a storm, you're bad.
Yeah.
But it used to be the law that you could seek shelter from a storm.
And the only thing about under the bridge is during the summertime, it takes about 3 o'clock in the morning for that heat to go away. So you're just suffering. So that's why I've done the bridge thing.
The concrete.
It just holds that heat.
And it's so loud when the trains go by, though.
I've gotten used to the train, because when I was down there downtown, I was right under it. So now I'm kind of used to it, and I put in some plastic in my earplugs, to kind of keep the noise away. But people haven't messed with me, and I've been over here since I was young. Grew up in this neighborhood, and so whenever I didn't have a place, I've always came to this area, and I've never been approached by police in here. Never. Never have APD ever come in here and said y'all gotta go. Never happened. It's always under the bridge, but never on this property. I don't know why. It must be private property. The people who own it, I guess they really don't care too much.
What about, I've seen them sweep people over here.
Oh, they have them?
Yeah.
In the bamboo?
In the bamboo.
Yeah.
In the past, not in a long time.
Well, I think they found a guy dead in the tent, burned up.
Yeah.
This past year.
Really? Here?
Yeah, down the end of the property.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
Yeah, it is. And we don't know what happened to him.
Well, the police don't investigate because that's not what they do for this stuff.
No.
They're not law enforcers. They're like war dogs. They're dirty dogs. So, you remember Enchanted Forest? It was on Old Torf. It was an after-hour. It was a big party place in the woods, and all the hippies would go there. All the burners and hipsters. Not hipsters, but hippie. I don't know what you call them, hippies. I used to go to big parties. No, like young people, fire dancers, artists, creatives, all sorts of, and they would charge, but like it'd be on a night like New Year's Eve where there's so many parties, and the city couldn't keep up with all the parties. And then one year they came and they sent in like 20 inspectors. The city came and brought a whole bunch of inspectors in the day and made them put like it's just literally in the trees, no structures, and they made them put wires through the forest and put up exit signs all over the place and fire extinguishers on the trees. And like just
city code stuff.
Yeah. But then eventually they sold out. The guy sold it. Trying to remember his name, but he sold the place. It's right on these tracks down this way. And so people, the poorer people, homeless people like me, some of us would go. I didn't do it, but I was told you could go through the back fence. There's holes, and then you wouldn't have to pay, and you could go party. And so. But you wouldn't be able to buy anything, unless you had the money. But maybe you had to spend that $10 on vendors instead. But I used to work those parties and stuff, and it was pretty cool. And then now it's a condo. They sold the property and made a big condo there. It's a Rock and Roll Rentals was also right behind it. But right in front, you wouldn't know it going down the road. But anybody that knew about partying knew that was the party of Austin. That was the spot.
Well, I noticed when the culture kind of changed in Austin, where everybody went from protecting everybody to snitching on everybody and stealing from everybody. It went from a family thing to everybody against each other. It used to be if you were out here and someone's going down, they'd be like, hey, one time, or hey, there's cops over here, or hey, something's going on. They would throw some warnings out, but now they'll just watch you get caught up and won't even help you.
They would keep Austin weird.
They would.
Now it's like, and that was part of the weird culture. Now you got this narc culture, and that's because ACL, I believe, it's because ACL, the mayor, the city council, the corporations that are gentrifying knocking stuff down of tradition and putting up cheesy condos. That those people are bringing, like South by Southwest and ACL. They're bringing in people from out of town that don't have any respect for the culture. They think that where they come from is cool, and it's not, and they're bringing their uncool bull here, and they're not keeping Austin cool, not keeping it weird, and they create this narc culture, and the cops are just eating it up. It's a positive feedback loop for the cops to come and mess with people. There's this woman, I don't know if you knew her. I didn't know her, but I heard her story from somebody. Her name was Hymn, like hymnal. Do you know her? So she lived like over near Sprouts up there. Like on First. Or no, the other one, like Menchaca or whatever it is. No, it's like Menchaca? Yeah, that. And so she had her stuff there in a little tent. Everything she needed to survive was in her little tent. And this guy said that the city came one day before a cold freeze, like last year, and they took her stuff. She came back, her stuff was gone, and she froze and died.
Wow.
And that happens a lot.
It does.
And that's not cool, it's not legal, it's not right. And the people that don't care about it, they're not my friends. They're not even human beings. If you don't care about what's happening to Austinites around you, then you're not an Austinite. You're just like a parasite or something. I don't know.
Because we have a way here that we do things in Austin. We look out for people, we say hi to each other and good morning. And it just blows me away. If somebody looks at me and I say good morning, they just keep walking and don't say anything.
Well, a lot of that's the media, the hate media that comes out. One person does something, somebody dies in a tent, whatever, and then they say everybody's bad, and they're creating a boogeyman effect, where they're like they're criminalizing everybody. I didn't kill nobody. I lived on the street for 10 years. I didn't kill nobody. I didn't steal nothing. I just wanted to sleep in my truck and go to work at Magnolia Cafe and be the gardener. And you haven't killed anybody. Like there's plenty of people that aren't doing what they say, but they want to paint everybody with one brush, and that's not how it works. And if it does work that way, then they can be painted with the same brush. Because there's a lot of people doing a lot of bad things that live in Austin and in houses, and it'd be a damn shame if they were all targeted for what they say about other people.
There's these people that live in houses and got places to live in cars, and they come out here and park their car and get on the corner and fly a sign and get money.
Really?
And you'll see them hop in their car and tell you, what the hell?
Well, I think some people could be in the public housing, and they don't help you get on up.
Yeah, they don't help you at all.
They don't help you. They keep you down, and if you get money, they can kick you out.
Now, Community First, when they put me in there, they put me in a place, and then I didn't hear it. And I just happened to lose my woman at the time from fentanyl.
She died?
Was there she died. And there wasn't anybody there to comfort me, to hold my hand the whole 2 years I was in grieving, and then and I started exposing things they were doing because they would find people. They would break a rule, and somebody would snitch on them, and they would fine them $75 and take their money without telling them.
Yeah.
And that happened to a friend, so I put them on blast on Facebook. So when it came time to get rid of me, they was like, we had nothing to
Get rid of the guy that complains and the whistleblower.
Yeah, so we got, I said, what can you do? He said, I can give you a tent and a sleeping bag. I'm like, what? I said, but I have no ability to pay, so it's really not my fault. He said, well, there's nothing we can do for you. So I kind of made that bet on my own, but
trying to make it better for others.
Yeah, trying to make it better for others. Yeah, they ended up having to pay all that money back. It was like $13,000. Everybody got money back towards their rent.
Oh.
And I think I was the cause of that. And
good.
You made them lose a good amount of money.
So Mobile O's and Fishes, you're talking about Community First Village, run by Mobile O's and Fishes, Pastor Alan Graham.
And they had ended up paying back, and everybody got
have you ever
credits
heard
towards their rent.
Have you ever heard of Jesus?
Yeah, about Jesus.
So have you ever heard Jesus say, steal money from the poor?
No.
Did you ever hear Jesus say, make a business model where you profit off the poor and then kick people out? And did you ever hear that part?
No.
Did you ever hear Jesus? It's in the red. If you're like an NIV, it's in the red, right? So the red is Jesus.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Jesus say anything bad about the poor?
No.
You ever heard Alan Graham say, it was in the news, you might have heard this, thank you, Sheriff's Department officers. We fully support you. Thank you for basically shooting this unarmed, naked black man that lived here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yes. I do, because he shot his dad, and then they shot him.
Oh, he shot his dad?
Yeah, he had shot his dad, I think. And they ended up shooting him, but still.
He didn't have a gun, though, right? Wasn't he?
I'm not sure. I don't think he had a gun.
They shot him anyway?
Yeah.
Well, that way you don't need to spend money on the court system.
Right.
We don't need a court. We just need cops.
Oh, Alan Graham was smart.
Yeah.
He moved out far enough to be out of code, to be away from the city.
Yeah.
Because he don't expect us to listen to his podcast, but I did. And right directly across from the street, they're building a police station and a fire department, a step station for them, right there across the street.
Just for them? That's nice.
So they can be there. Well, they already have a hired sheriff's deputy who does the evictions personally. Yeah. That lives on property.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
he's on property eviction, security guard.
Yeah. And they even put the...
I wonder how much he makes. I wonder if you put him like on, say, $30,000 a year, the excess from his bloated salary, how many people you could house if you didn't have that bloated salary.
Right. A lot of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people wouldn't be kicked out either. I mean, if it was like he said, he was supposed to be where the homeless can go. They ain't got to worry about having to pay rent. It was a place that they would have a place to live. And then I don't know what happened to it, where it turned from non-profit and doing good to profit. And they said he sold the place to another company, but I'm not sure how true that is. But it's getting out. I know that people that I talk to, they say, yeah, we're hearing things about Community First, but I wash my hands of them,
So they evicted you and took all your belongings and threw them away, like a sweep, like what just happened to these people under the bridge, basically.
Yeah, well, they didn't break, and I was able to salvage. It wasn't stolen, but thank God I had a friend that was able to give me a storage unit to put the rest of my stuff in. But that's how they do it. You acquire all this, and they make you feel like you got a place and everything is good, and then they just go in there.
And how does that feel? Does that pick you up? Does that help you get up on your feet?
It makes me worse than I felt before I went in there the first time. But I knew it was going to happen. I knew that because I didn't have no income, it was eventually going to come down to that. Because I don't have a check or anything.
But aren't they a nonprofit, like a charity?
They get money.
Their job's supposed to be to house you.
Yes.
And I think they failed that job.
They did.
Then they should probably lose their nonprofit status and have to pay taxes.
Oh yeah.
If you're just going to if you're just going to take money from the poor, you should have to pay taxes.
And take the money from the county on top of it to pay their rent and then kick them out. And I've noticed that their financial things, because I pay attention to that stuff. The first time I was there, I think they had a $750,000 surplus. By the time I left, they were over $1.something million.
Under
over, that they had got. They made money.
Oh, yeah.
And
so they were short $750,000.
No, they were above $750,000. Then the next time I looked, they were above 1.5. So they had made another. But I checked out all their websites, and they had people donating for TVs, donating all this stuff that they never got to the people. Like, they want people to donate TVs.
They're like a fence. That makes them a fence.
Yeah, but they would never get to us. They would sell it.
That's what I'm saying.
The other way, yeah.
So the feds are doing this too. My friend, I got inside information from someone that was a contractor here at FEMA in Austin, and they're bringing in big old TVs, brand new. They're bringing in all these refrigerators, stainless steel refrigerators, and they're just fencing them or something because they don't need it. But while people are getting their food stamps cut off, the government just spends, and it's like an upside down economy. They try to blame me for being poor, but the mirror should be on why are you so rich?
Right.
Like you took the money and then now you're blaming me that you stole.
As much money they've gotten, everybody should have a place to live. They should be set from head to toe, washing and dryer in there, dishwasher. I mean, you could fix up houses like that, but they just took
now that's America.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. That's the way you do it.
Yeah, but now they just
and get everybody like whatever trades help. If like for Will, I mean for that guy that I'm not going to mention, he could get back into law. Like you know, there's people that are carpenters, people that are contractors, people that are electricians. I meet them all the time. I was IT, I was networks, and so like they could have helped us get back into the job force.
But
and
they
then
don't trust us. They never trusted us because they feel that we're some type of element that just because there's a couple of people that steal that we're all like that. You know that.
But they're stealing. Is what I'm saying. They're stealing.
It's like the liberals that they're pointing their fingers at blah 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 blah, but they're the ones that are doing it. You know what I mean? The crazy left.
Yeah.
The ones that.
Well, I think they're all stealing.
Well, they all are.
So Alan Graham's not left. You know that, right?
Yeah.
He's MAGA.
Yeah. But I call him Alan Snortogram. Because I was listening to his podcast with Pastor Mark, as a matter of fact, and he said, I'm a former cokehead. I said, no, there ain't no former to it. There's recovering cokehead.
Yeah, you're always in recovery.
You're always in recovery. You never get over it.
Probably in recovery from cigarettes from years ago. So DPS, we talked about the DPS, railroad people. We talked about DPS.
They were just doing their job. They were real friendly about it. I mean, I had a roach, and he was like, do you have anything? And I said, yeah, this very little small thing, roach. And they looked at it and threw it on the ground, and they ran my name and everything, and he kicked it over when he was leaving.
Kicked it?
Yeah, and I'm like, thank you. I was like, thank you. Yeah, I
if they made you leave, did they take your stuff?
No, they left everything there. It was the city of Austin that came.
But what were you, the city of Austin? That's the one where where you had your stuff down.
Yeah.
Where was it? On the corner?
On First. Right underneath the railroad treasure. I call it First. It's Caesar Chavez.
Like off in the park a little bit. Right?
It's right where the trails is. You run by the railroad treasure, and I'm right there behind the pillar, right at the water's edge. It was perfect.
Oh yeah, that's in the park.
Oh yeah. And it was so nice and peaceful.
Yeah.
And then, they rolled up on me. Some told me to get out of there that morning, but I said, no, I want to hang around and relax a little bit. And here they go.
APD on bicycle?
No, it was DPS.
Oh, DPS.
They just ran up on me, came this way and came that way. And they were like, get up. And they got me up and grabbed my bag and had me stand over here and search through all my stuff. And nothing.
Search you without probable cause. That's illegal. That's unconstitutional.
And they said,
that's a Terry stop. And they need to have some probable cause.
And I know that's when Abbott had him going through and doing all that.
How long ago was that?
That was about a month ago.
About a month ago?
And they were real professional. They weren't mean and ugly about it. They just weren't too enthused. Or, they're not showing any type of emotion. They were just like...
doing a job.
Yeah. Just get out. The one officer that talks to you normal to keep you like low key or whatever, and they were asking me questions about what I do and everything. And he's like, okay. And then, he pulled out and he handed it back to him. He's like, nothing. And I don't know. I didn't really read the officer's face. The dude that was running, big, man. You got to be a certain size to be a DPS, I guess, because they were all big people. You
got to be able to handle the buffet for an hour. They're like, oh shit, here they come.
Yeah, they are.
Oh my God.
They were quiet too. I mean, I kind of heard them because I heard the rustle. I'm like, that doesn't sound normal. And sure enough. But they didn't like slam me to the ground.
Like
or,
cars? They're coming up in the trucks?
No, they came on foot.
On foot?
Yeah, I guess they had parked because the road's not right by there. There's the road, and then you got the trail, and then you had the little side. But I could hear them going through the poison ivy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully karma got him on that one.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't treat me like shit, and they weren't.
But they took your stuff, right?
No. DPS let me make it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just the next day when I'd taken off. They came a day before, they said, on the sweeps. They said they were coming on Friday, and I said, okay, I got you tomorrow. I'm going to be here. They said, be here, and they'll talk to you about shelter services. And I came back, and it was all gone. And so that's what I thought was happening here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great. Now I left my wallet in here. I'm like, great, man.
They would take it. They were doing those dibs over here on the video. And I've been hearing about it. That's disgusting.
It is.
Not only, but it's already disgusting. What I'm thinking of, like, they're already stealing, so what's the little stealing from while I'm stealing?
Man.
I'm just stealing from the landfill.
Right.
right?
That's the way they think it.
That's the way they're and like, oh, it's so fucking. And the cops are watching and don't care, and they're supposed to be law enforcers. They're not working in the law. They're doing whatever they fucking do.
You know, the cops have been through so much crap in the past 5 years, man. I'm
Poor
sure
cops.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they deserve good pay because they put their life on the line all the time. And I respect cops big time.
Yeah, big time.
If it wasn't for them, it'd be a lot worse.
Yeah.
In society. And I don't want to ever bring in no problems, but
yeah,
I haven't had any encounter with APD. So one time when I was riding my bike,
me neither.
I
never had any.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah. Thank God I haven't had any run-ins with APD.
Well, they're amping up. So whatever was happening to others is now happening to you. So just be aware that people have to get together. You can't sit alone.
I have a friend who's a veteran of InfoWars.
Oh no.
And he's telling me that the time is coming. He said, you better find a place to live.
Here, when they called the National Guard out, that was just like foreplay. They didn't, and they were just, it was more like political than it was real, because they didn't go nowhere but that spot that I could tell.
Right.
I went all over.
Yeah, I heard National Guard was here and I never seen him.
I got him on my live stream.
Did you?
So Adler, remember when he announced that he got rid of all the veterans?
Uh-huh.
Right.
That was weird. That tree just moved out of nowhere.
Probably the secret spot. Anyway, so Adler said that he got all the veterans off the streets. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
How many veterans we know on the streets?
A lot.
Fucking lot,
Yeah.
right? So National Guard guy is in his little bullshit, and he's like, I get and he's coming up. So one guy wanted to go pee behind the bushes, and he's like, the guy's filming, so I said, yeah, go back there. And so I made him go like walk further.
Right.
And they had a little porta potty tent. They had set up a porta potty tent. Isn't this a tent? So the government can set up a tent, but we can't. It's stupid. And they're sitting around like under the pillars looking homeless. Like, isn't that what you're telling people they can't do?
Right.
And then and they bring all these National Guard. And this one guy, I almost interviewed him. He's like, I can't really, I'm like, it's above your pay grade, but like, you know, you guys are going after people. He's like, yeah, I live in Austin. I'm from Austin. Like, this is, I just can't talk about it. I feel you. Like, you know, but like, it's basically you're putting these veterans in a bad spot where they're going after other veterans that are down on their luck. Right. And that's going to fuck with them because they have PTSD. Yeah. And they might snap. They might go postal on that because, like, it's wrong.
It is.
And so, yeah, I filmed that. That was an interesting video.
I mean, that's all they have is what they have living.
Yeah.
You take their livelihood and everything that they live for. It's just...
And what if they're kids, these veterans' kids that live in houses that are working, going out and working for the Abbott, and then their kid goes homeless, has a mental health issue, gets on drugs, whatever, loses their job. What if they die of cancer and their kid loses everything because the will wasn't right? Some family member jerks. These are stories we hear all the time, right? This is how you become homeless. And then you're out there, their kid's out there, and their kid gets swept by the same people he trained.
Right.
Or
That's
whatever.
Ironic right there.
It's a big conundrum. And those people are thinking like that. They're grabbing people's stuff, putting it on the bulldozer, and the bulldozer's dumping it into the big box trucks. And that's got to affect them if they're thinking at all. The only way they can deal with that is go into Call of Duty mode, lock yourself down emotionally, and just compartmentalize it. Oh, it's not my problem. And that's what a lot of people are already doing, and that's the problem. They're the problem. People that do that are the problem.
Right. It's
not you and I, those people.
Yeah.
Because there's no such thing as homeless people.
Right.
There's just people.
Yeah. Address challenged.
Yeah, address challenge is a good one. I like that one. I've heard urban campers, nomads. I mean, if I don't say homeless, people don't understand what I'm talking about. But you know, it's just people.
In certain ways too. Like they were talking about a homelessness camp. What do you mean if you're at a homelessness like I'm talking about marshalling yard?
Yeah.
See, they keep that tag homeless on you. Mm. Like when I was at community first, it was like every day you reminded you were homeless. So I said, this is like a drug.
You're not homeless because you have a roof.
Exactly.
You're paying rent. You're not homeless.
Everything like you're homeless. Soup kitchen lines. They want you to go to meetings and they'll bribe you to go to these places. Oh, you get a free something to eat if you show up here, or play bingo, you get a free month's rent. And come to find out, they have churches paying the rent instead of them giving the rent.
Yeah. The trucks. Somebody told me this. Maybe trucks at Mobile Open Fishing's trucks. They own them and rent them to churches.
Yes.
They have like the list of things you could stock them with, and the churches run it. It's not even Mobile Open Fishing, so just doing a rental truck thing.
People who go and volunteer there are paying $50 a pop or something to volunteer. So they're not volunteering. They're paying to volunteer.
That's not a charity. That's a business.
And during the Christmas time, they'll put the Christmas lights up for 2 weeks, and they'll bring everybody around. It's like a show, trail of lights. And then the last 2 weeks, they take down all the lights. And I say, we're not worthy of the Christmas lights for the rest of the 2 weeks. We don't get Christmas music.
During Christmas?
Yeah, they tear it down for the last 2 weeks of Christmas. We don't get no lights or nothing. They take them all down because they're done making money out of it. I came from work one day and I got up because I had one.
The dog and pony show.
It is. And I got up and I'm fighting through people trying to get to my place, and they're looking at me like I'm the piece of crap. And I'm just frustrated. I'm like, God, hey, man, the bus is already crap that goes out there because they run off time where they don't meet with any of our bus. You're going to wait 40 minutes for a bus regardless in that hot area, Weberville and Tanning Hill. And finally, they got it where you can get picked up now and drove around. But at first, it was horrible because I had to walk all the way from Decker Lane and Loyola all the way to that spot. And that was horrible, man, during the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long walk.
No shade.
Yeah. And so it got to the point where I wouldn't walk that quarter mile left. I'd climb the fence. I said, screw this. I'm climbing the fence. I mean, you shouldn't have this gate locked. And if it's supposed to be an entrance, but they tried, but I just climbed it.
And you were saying that finding charging spots to charge your cell phone and stuff?
That's even harder nowadays. If it wasn't for the church, at Community First, at Sunrise, having a charging station.
Oh,
they have a thing where you can put your phone in and leave it in there until they close. You can go and you have to put a password in to keep it safe. So it's awesome. It's a cool thing, but
that's new. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
What do you think of the pod?
What's that?
They're promoting this pod. You get in this like glass box, and you pick up the computer thing, and you can talk to your telemedicine or your caseworker.
I've seen that at the library.
They're telling me it's the best thing. Yeah, they got one at Terrazzo's, right?
Yeah, the one downtown.
Yeah, they say that's the answer to all of our problems.
Yeah, well, I've seen people almost getting fights over that phone.
I mean, I just feel like housing is the only real solution, but then you got to do more. You got to actually care about people's existence.
I think what it was is they started getting their hands into it, and then they found out that it's a one-on-one thing, and they were not liking that because they wanted it to be a mass solution.
Yeah.
And they don't like that one-on-one because...
But killing people is their mass solution.
Yeah,
jailing people is their mass solution.
Right.
And so, like, suppose we just had the homeless memorial. Don't get me started. But the police have been killing homeless people. I mean, I know they're your friends.
That's what happened to that black gentleman that lady's looking for. His sister's looking for him. He put his pictures up everywhere. They think he's drowning in the river, but no. And they can't find him anywhere. That's the place they saw him was in front of a Jack-in-the-Box. And they were filming. And they told him to get up, and that's the last place they see him alive was at that bus stop. And they don't know what happened.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that poster yet.
Because I was into, because there was a guy that used to live here that does paranormal investigations on YouTube. And he used to live in Austin. I can't remember his last name, but he did an hour-and-a-half thing about all the drownings that happened around.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot.
Since
no water in the lungs.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know.
So the cops are involved in mass murders, but they're not. I mean, I'm totally cool with that if you are.
No. Not
so
at all.
The homeless memorial from last year with the House of Homeless Foundation, which is owned by Richard Troxel, or founded by whatever. Last year they said 330 people or something died on the streets of Austin.
That's a lot.
It's low compared to because the cops are there's way more that the cops are hiding. And then some of my friends weren't on that list. Well, then I know there's a problem. And then this year I didn't go. It was this Sunday, and just like 2 days ago, and they said it was like 200 and something. So the oppression, like the SWEEPS, everything are going up, and the homeless deaths are going down. No, that doesn't make any sense. So the police were there at the memorial, and the House of Homeless people were doing photo shoots with the police and Fleet. And there was no talk about investigating like people like the guy burned. No investigate. No talk about. They're all just fully on board with the cops. And it's a good thing I wasn't there because I usually go and bring my guitar and my amp, and I protest and talk about we don't need more silence. We don't need a minute of silence. We need action. We need people speaking out.
Right.
And like I've almost gotten beat up by them. All this sorts of stuff. And it's at Auditorium Shores every year.
When do you become the enemy? I don't understand that.
When you speak the truth, the liar, you're the enemy of the liars. So they're lying about the homeless numbers. They're working with the cops that are also lying. A bunch of liars don't want someone telling the truth about mobile loaves and fish, about any of that stuff.
I know there's something around here.
I thought I heard one.
Yeah, you hear a lot of stuff around here. I call them old man, but there's a lot of movement even during the day. Like I say, it's wild.
So anybody can get a drone. I got a drone. The police have, what they're doing, what the city's doing with the drone is the police, is someone from the Challenger told me this. They came to his camp and the drone came up, he didn't look up. He has a big hat. He didn't look up and it goes beep, 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 beep or something. And you look up, it takes off. They run your warrants and they come and grab your
Find
shit.
out if you have anything or not.
Yeah, but they come and grab your, they're identifying. So they could do good things with the drone. Instead, this is what we do with the money. Like that drone and the guy's training, the guy out salary that's running it is enough to give you housing.
Wow.
What would they rather have? Someone, an Austinite that's lived here from here, have housing, or a drone so they can go target people or poor? Like, it's just like they can't do things right. The people that are running the money can't do things right. That's why you can't give them any more money.
And plus they come up with solutions before there's even a problem. There's like, we need to do this, and there's not even a problem like that they're talking about. We need to do this for, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they make up problems because they just want to spend money. They just like want to look cool too.
I can't believe
how
they've gotten away with not getting audited. Have not getting audited. The city council, how they just, they're kind of wild how they just spend money and just no accountability. Billions. Yeah. I mean, we have a what's that? A budget, like they said, 2 times the amount of San Antonio, and they have more people,
way big,
and bigger and more problems. And I think it's that TC guy that came from Dallas.
TC Broadnax.
Yeah, he's not
from Dallas.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, it is Broadnax.
Broadnax or something like that.
Taking care of business is what Todd Jeffrey says.
Oh yeah.
TCB, take care of business. And he's even changed on the homeless thing. It used to be there was a little more sympathy. Now, the way everything is going, it's like, oh, he's homeless.
They've been doing that for years. Sergeant Sam was talking bad about homeless. Like I called in. I used to call. I don't fuck with those Nazis. So I used to call in, and the guy that answers the phone, the screener, he'd say, like, this guy's fucked. He's like, well, what if he's just playing a role? Well, then his role's hurting people, and it's still wrong.
Right.
They talk bad about Leslie, who I knew, who helped make me an activist. You know, they talk bad about people who are less fortunate than It's like picking on an ant. That shows their psychology.
Yeah.
And it also shows they don't have any ethics. If it's a role, like, okay, if the government told me or you to go and take that person's tent, to go take people's stuff, we wouldn't do it.
No.
It's an ethics thing.
Right.
They just don't have it. You either have it or you don't.
Right.
Not class.
Exactly.
It's not a class that's going to teach you ethics.
That's right. It's how you were raised and your morals.
Yes, it's how you are.
Yeah.
Like you fucking have empathy and compassion for people because you identify. But if you get paid enough money, I guess all of a sudden it don't matter.
It's like this lady, the people that own this shell down at the corner of Victory and Ben White. It's closed down right now, but you go in there and try to get a cup of ice, and they're like, no, you have to buy a soda. And I said, that's wrong. Not to sell it. I said, you must not be from Texas.
Yeah,
you would
so
understand the heat.
Yeah.
And you would have sympathy.
Never lived outside or been outside for go from the air conditioned car to the air conditioned place to the air conditioned car and back to sleep.
Exactly. And they have no understanding of the struggles. And I'm not gonna lie, I cursed the place. I said, I cursed it. And I went by one day and it was boarded up. It caught fire.
Got
like,
cursed.
wow.
Yeah.
And my friend, she's like, you need to start blessing people. I said, okay. Because if you could do that, you start. I said, okay, I'll start blessing people. But I was just so upset because I was hurt. I mean, it was hot, and they just had no sympathy whatsoever, none. And it's just ugly.
It is ugly.
But they want, if something was going down and you happen to be there saving their lives.
They want you to help them.
Yeah.
And people do. People stop fire. I've met people that stop things from happening.
You know why Jesus hung around with the dregs of society the worst? Because they treated him the best. You know that? They treated him with the most love. Because people that are in this situation know what it's like, and they don't like having other people go through that. If they got any thing about them, you know, you don't want to see another person suffering, so you want to help, you know. And I think that's where the most people, he got the most love, and that's where everybody's like, why is he hanging around those people? They show him love. They ain't got no judgment towards him. You got love for him, helping him out. And that's what people hated most about him.
So what does the mayor need to do? I mean, if you should tell the mayor something, just tell him off or whatever. Tell him to do something.
I say you find out the people that are not from Austin and give them $1,000 to go back where they came from. That'll start helping.
Yeah.
You got to go. We understand, but you got to go,
But
man.
he's inviting them to come here and take our homes.
Yeah.
So that's wrong. That's what gentrification is.
Yeah.
They're colonizing us from outside of town. They're bringing in people that can afford to live here and making it unaffordable for the rest of us on purpose. Because they're taking developer money. Like if you're right, like when I talk to city council, they're thinking, oh, I'm going to lunch and I got this $100,000 donor company here that wants to develop in Austin, and I'm not going to listen to that guy over there talking. He's not giving me 100,000.
Right.
So they're listening to the people that are
Right.
bribing them, and that's not a democracy. That's not fair.
And they've got so much money as it is, and it just blows me away. They could do so good for the people. I mean, they could be
They have all the money.
shining example.
They got no shortage of housing or
No.
money. It's all fake.
Yeah, it's all fake. Talking about affordability. Bullshit.
If you've been to Southeast Austin, they got hundreds and hundreds of houses down there.
Oh, really?
Hundreds and
I
hundreds.
thought they, like Onion Creek, I thought they stopped building around there. 'Cause that's a flood area, right?
It goes on. Like, they don't care about that.
They don't.
Thaxton Road, like all that shit. Way
Yeah.
down that William Cannon, yeah. Slaughter,
Uh-huh.
all that. It's like a big old area now.
Like, you
And
remember?
Tesla's out there.
Yes. I've
So
seen it.
who are they building it for?
Yeah.
And Elon Musk is a Nazi.
Yeah.
His dad is has slaves in South Africa.
Wow.
That's who's now he's buying up Astronaut, apparently.
Yeah.
I think for SpaceX or
Right.
something.
Uh-huh.
So things are changing really fast, and those people are sick. People that have that much money that are okay with what's going on right now.
Right.
Those are the people that are sick monkeys. If a bunch of psychologists saw a group of monkeys on an island that were starving, and then one monkey had all the food, they would study that monkey to see
Right.
what's wrong with that monkey, and that's what we got in Elon Musk.
Wow.
He's got mental health
And
issues.
he's got the power to do things good, and he's just
No willpower.
I mean, he gets the Skylink thing, but I don't know how good that is. It's supposed to be like a disaster in the area. Land on cell phone reception. It's supposed to go back.
Maybe. He's also doing Neuralink outside of Austin. They're torturing animals to death with computer chips. They got bags of dead animals. They torture them to death, and it's an unmarked facility. And I'm trying to get it shut out because the neighborhood doesn't know. I think if the neighborhood knew, they'd be like,
Yeah, right.
but a bunch of white buildings, no signage, you know.
And they already got a guy that they got the chip in.
One guy, yeah.
That can do all that with his brain. It's pretty wild.
It is. I mean, they just need to find a more humane way to do it.
Right.
You know, like don't kill dogs, cats, and monkeys.
There's no ethical, just plain evil.
So stop the sweeps. I think the solution to sweeps is housing, of course, but I think if they're gonna have to do cleanups, which I'm okay with cleaning stuff up, it needs to be more voluntary. I've said this all along with stop the sweeps. It needs to be so that like maybe the workers come. You don't need police for work. If you're not breaking the law, you don't need police.
Right. You're
So-
wasting resources right there,
Yeah.
taking up their time when they could be doing something
They could be
else.
doing something which they never do, like actually enforcing laws, which they never do. And so, like, if you had your stuff, your trash, because there's no trash pickup here, right? Normally,
Right.
except for violent trash pickup.
Right.
So, like, if you had like, I'll give you $5 per bag of trash when I come by tomorrow. There would be bags of trash
Yes.
here,
There would
and
be.
that's a solution.
Right.
And you would probably maybe do it. But the way they got it going on, it's just got to be abusive and violent and threatening and stealing.
Fear-mongering.
Yeah, fear-mongering.
Yeah.
Trying to put people down until they do harm to somebody.
Yes.
And then they say people are doing harm to people. I'm like, well, look at how people are being treated. If you
Yeah.
treat someone bad,
Right.
they're going to act bad.
Right. If you take away everything that they have and they have nothing else to live for, they're going to act crazy.
And they might say, hey, I know some people who did this to me.
Yeah. And I'm going to go take care of them people.
It might be a veteran saying, hey, you know what? I don't like Greg Abbott today
Right.
because he just took my urn from my grandfather.
Right.
He just took my baby's pictures and I have
Right.
nothing. He took my wallet. He took my dog food. You know, this is the stuff I hear all the time. And so I'm just waiting.
Trivial stuff.
I'm trying to save Greg Abbott from himself is what I'm
Right.
trying to do. Because they're going to write a check one day that they're not going to be able to cash. Sorry.
Yeah. And I never want anything. I've always been taught to respect the position. And you know, and that's what I try to do.
But it has to earn some kind of respect.
Yeah,
If it
I mean,
disrespects you,
yeah.
like the King of England, didn't we already fight this war?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
yeah, so
I mean, that's what I was telling Alan Graham on a post one time. I said, dude, there's no kings in America.
yeah,
I said, that's the reason we left to begin with.
yeah.
But I come to find out, I don't know where I got it from, that he's not even from Texas. He says he's from Alvin, Texas. But I found something on the website that said that he's from Scotland.
I don't know. I knew people from Alvin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't,
I don't remember them saying anything about him.
no. Yeah, because they
But it
would,
was before I knew who he was. Before
Right.
he was governor.
Right.
But I don't know.
mean, we know that Nolan Ryan is from Alvin, and we know that.
Oh yeah.
There's another pitcher. They used to pitch.
That's some redneck ass shit out there.
Yeah.
I ain't kidding.
And I mean, I've been through there, and it is. I've been back because I wanted to see his ranch, Nolan Ryan's ranch. It's pretty cool. I saw the gate, says NR on it.
Oh yeah. Isn't he dead? He died, right?
No, he's still alive. Okay.
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan's still kicking.
I can't tell anymore.
But Alan Graham, he's no good for nobody, man. He's good for them people. And
you know, he wrote a book. Did you read his book?
No.
Apparently, he talks about how it's just a business.
Yeah, I believe it.
So,
because he talks in his podcast very cavalier about, you know, things he does that he doesn't expect people to be listening to it. Like when he said he's a former cokehead, I said, oh, really? And why is it that he supposedly had a child out of wedlock with a girl who was hooked on crack? Why was she hooked on your drug of choice? And there's nothing but crack back there.
And there are some of the nonprofits that are involved in drugs.
And they have keys to your house out there. They have ways to get in your house.
Yeah.
Because I went in there and they have the metal thing on your deadbolt. If you turn that sucker and it goes around the hole, it'll come up to another key where they can come in your stuff without
master key.
Yeah.
They got some special that costs money.
Yeah. So what I did was change the deadbolt. And they didn't like that.
No.
They couldn't come in time. Because I already seen people getting busted for drugs that didn't do drugs. All of a sudden they got drugs in their house.
Planning to get rid of people. So if all the shelters are full, which they are, and then they say, well, we're going to sweep these people, but we're going to offer them housing to the news. That means they're kicking people out, and Mobile Oak just announced that they're kicking like 50 people out.
Oh man, they've evicted so many people from the very beginning.
That's how they get more people in.
Yes.
That's how they make their metrics look right, and they're not curing homelessness. They're just profiting off of it and they're whitewashing it.
Yeah, they tell me you can come back, and first I'm criminally trespassed for a year. They didn't officially give because I know how to get out of there. But they told me next time you come, because I would go up to the office and say, hey, is it okay if I'm here for now? I need to visit a friend. I want to check with you. I just want to come in and be, disrespectful. And they're like, yeah. They let me do that 2 times. And they're like, no, you can't come back no more because you're just not allowed. So I got to wait till July to go back. But they said, you can apply again for housing out here. I'm like, no, thank you. That's like the Marshland Yard. I've been in there. That's like just a huge glorified penitentiary, man. I mean, you're just in there with all those people. The bathrooms are above ground septic, so they get full real quick. They kicked me out because I didn't have no place to poop. So I took off to poop and they kicked me out. There's no place to poop.
There's no place to go to the bathroom in your tiny house? They don't have bathrooms in the tiny house?
No, at the Marshland Yard.
Oh, at the Marshland. I got lost.
Oh yeah, you didn't get no bathrooms in a tiny house either. You don't get running water either.
What?
You had to walk to the bathroom. You had to walk to get your water.
That's a dog house.
Yeah,
it's not a tiny house.
And I would bitch every time.
How many people can get in a tiny house comfortably and just have a visit? Can you bring your parents over?
Oh yeah, you can bring them.
Two more people?
But if they stay past a certain time.
Yeah, but comfortable, you can walk around in the house?
Oh no.
No.
I had like this much space to walk around in my little room. I mean, the bathrooms were bigger than my tiny room.
Jeez.
Because I measured it. And the bathrooms
it's not really a solution.
It's not. And you're in the same spot for a number of times. You don't have different.
Here's my solution to homelessness. Take all these rich people and all these politicians and put them in a doghouse.
Yeah.
And then let us have their houses.
I mean, it looks all pretty from the outside, but it's...
The doghouse is not humane. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, I had AC. I was grateful for that.
Okay.
Especially during the summer.
Yeah. And no shower?
You had to go walk in the shower, and that was hard to do.
Group showers are not sanitary. I'm sorry.
No, it's
not private.
A single shower.
Single shower.
Yeah, it's a single shower. You can go in, but they ended up taking the shower curtains out, where you can't hold in none of the heat.
But it's community shower, like one person, then the next person, the next person.
Yeah, but
you don't have your own in your.
No.
See, that's not sanitary or really private.
And I would get mad. I said he can roll over and go to the bathroom, and I got to get up, get fully dressed, and go outside to use the restroom and come back, and I'm fully awake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's not just from here to there. You're walking a good 200-300 feet to the bathroom.
And you might not be able to make it.
Exactly.
Especially in the morning or something.
And there's been some times where I've had to go from this bathroom and it's been full or messed up, crap everywhere, to this bathroom, there's not a bathroom, and I had to go to the third option before I can use the restroom.
Yeah.
And that's just not cool, man, especially if you're hurting.
And there's no grievance process. So they're not trying to make it, but they're not trying to hear no complaints.
No.
They're not trying to listen to you like you're a human being, like you're a resident. Did they have you sign a contract or anything?
Yeah, I signed papers.
Does it contract have any, did you read it? Does it have any kind of grievance process? Or?
Yeah, there's a grievance process where you get filed towards them, but it doesn't go anywhere.
They don't care.
And when you're first getting taken in, they're like, if you never any problems, you just come right up to the front and we'll take care of it. And the first time I went, they said, we don't do that. We don't do that.
We don't listen to that.
We don't do that. You need to put in a work order. We don't do that. And it's just insane. And they have everything, like if there was a person that was doing drugs and they got clean, They don't want you going in their face every day. Hey man, you doing drugs? You know when you're a drug gang, you using drugs every day. They don't want to hear that shit. It's the same thing with homeless. I don't want to be reminded I was homeless every day.
It'd be nice to be normalized like a person again.
When you walk out of your house, everybody knew your business, and that's just not cool. It's just
and they got cameras everywhere, right?
Yeah, cameras everywhere.
And you don't have any access to it. I got a friend out there. She had some problems with them. I don't know if she's still out there.
They got audio too.
They got audio, but you can't get.
They called the police on me at 3 o'clock in the morning because after I lost my woman, of course, I wake up yelling and shit. And that's all I have. I don't tear up stuff. Yeah, and I just yell because I don't know where else to put the energy. And I hear it knock on my door. Who is that? And I open up. There's 3 deputies standing there. I'm like, what are y'all doing here? And they're like, keep the noise down. I'm like, what? Y'all don't even know. I was like, all right, thank you. And I know they called because I was yelling, but that's not cool. No. How you gonna call the police? You're wasting resources.
So they use the recording, the audio stuff to do that? Like they're listening to y'all.
Like they got mad. I got mad one day because they're
snooping.
They're taking people's money at the little convenience store they got there. They're charging $12 for a pack of cigarettes. That's $8 over here, and just making the money. And I asked her, I said, how did it feel taking advantage of everybody for another year? She said, oh, it's great. I said, what? You don't even deny it. So I got mad and I flipped over a picnic table. Well, they knew I did that. They came in and put a thing on it. You owe $50 for the picnic table.
Oh, man.
Wow. I was wrong for doing it, but I was upset.
Yeah.
I mean, they just take people's money, don't take food stamps.
Well, that's what happens when you don't have a grievance. Because Martin Luther King Jr. said, the riotous are the voice of the unheard. If you don't listen, it's going to escalate. If someone says, hey, I hear you, here's what I can do, or I'm going to look into anything. But when they say, nah, we don't do any of that.
We don't give a fuck.
So eventually people are going to get pissed. And that's very human.
Oh, yes.
They should expect it. If they studied humans, if you're going to put humans in a cage, you should maybe study them a little bit to figure out what not to do.
Oh, they laughed at me when I told them, please don't put me in that room. I've been in jail before. That'd be like prison. You can do it.
What room?
When they put me in that little doghouse, they put me in that, in the tiny I call it a room.
Yeah.
Because it's just, that's all it was. One room, just, man. They laughed at me. And I said, that's not very cool. What if somebody was raped? You gonna tell them, just walk through this line of men, it's gonna be okay, you can do it.
That's what they do.
Not cool, man. It's been very traumatizing for that person. So that's the same thing for me, and I would lose it a couple of times. I wouldn't tear up nothing because I'm not about tearing up my stuff. That makes no sense whatsoever to tear up anything.
Yeah, like throw your cell phone.
Yeah.
It's your cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. So I would just yell and scream, and that was mine. And I would try to get out what they were doing to the people around me. So and I would think people would have problems with me that were around me. No, they all love me. They were like, hey man.
Because you're speaking up, and they're scared.
And nobody.
You're the only voice.
Yeah.
That's why I do it. We're the only voice.
And that's all I have is yelling out of my thing. And I know they can hear me.
I'll do it on a guitar. I'll do it with a megaphone. I don't care. I might be by myself. Like I'm a protest by myself. And people might not. They're like, you're not organized. You're not. Nobody cares. I'm like, I don't even care. I do whatever I want.
One voice will start something.
It's America.
Yeah. Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. And sometimes you just gotta let it out, because if you keep it in, it could cause you health problems.
Exactly.
It could bottle up and become worse.
It was causing me stomach problems. When I started getting upset, my stomach just started getting all messed up.
Yeah. Back and neck problems, tension.
Tension, exactly. And they give you a great bed, because it was a wonderful bed to sleep on. But man, I had jail dreams every night because, psychologically, I felt I was being locked up.
In a jail, because it's so small and you got all these rules. You're not really free like a resident, because Alan Graham's free like a resident.
Oh yeah, he gets to come and go whenever he wants.
But everyone else is like in a lockdown fucking facility under like Big Brother's watch.
And as soon as you come out, they're watching you. How's that trust? How's that? That's not freedom.
It's narc culture. That's why these people, these white saviors can't fix these problems, because they've never been through. They don't have a dog in the fight. Alan Graham's never really been homeless. He just goes pretends like he is. So how's he going to make it better? Because he doesn't understand that.
Jesus even talks about that. He said, "Don't let the blind lead the blind. Get the mote out of your eye before you try to take the speck out of your brother's eye."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And plus, how you going to tell me? How you going to tell me what road to go down if you ain't even been down the road that I've been?
Yeah.
I mean, how can I trust you when you just got education? You've never been through it.
Blessed are the poor, because they will have DPS's homes. No, that's not. No, that's not it. Okay.
Is that it?
No, I just wish that shit would happen.
It's just hard to believe that they're turning us into the enemy. Yeah, they're all gone now.
Good. Well, I guess you're marked safe, you and the others. Well, it's good talking to you.
Yes, sir. Good to see you again, Lizard King.
Yeah,
It's been a
anytime.
number of years. I used to be right across from Adolfo's on the side of the highway.
So the main thing about these sweeps you need to know is there's lots of trash in Austin. There's police tape here in the trees, PFAS, all that. I don't know if this thing's gonna work. This thing working? Testing 1, 2. What's going on? This thing working? Testing. Down here. Doing all right? Huh? I couldn't hear you. So they don't really pick up trash when they come out here. They just steal people's stuff. And there's all sorts of people out here that are disabled, people with health issues. They should be required, the government should be required, and Greg Abbott should be required to come out here and give people help, to give people medical and other mental health, give people new tents if they're going to steal a tent, replenish the tents, pick the trash receptacle and empty it. Instead, the government comes up here, goes down there with their skid loader, their bobcat, and steals from people down here. Might try to catch up with them, I don't know. Just been a long interview, trying to process all the things that I know that are wrong, that are still wrong, that we've been complaining about, but our complaints go into the dumpster. Because this whole shit show is a dumpster fire. The government doesn't care about you. The government wastes taxpayer money on things that aren't required and don't help people. And the government needs to be held accountable. The government doesn't care. These China berry trees right here, these China berries are invasive. The government should get rid of the China berry trees, get rid of the nandinas. This hackberry is not invasive. It's considered a trash tree, but it's a good tree. This is a good tree. But the China berries, the nandinas, and the ligustrums, they need to be taken out. See these berries here? They go all over. And they're not useful for anything that I know of. Not medicinally or edibly. This mesquite, desert mesquite, whatever it is good. Yeah, so if the government's going to come and tear up the land and go after people who, instead of offering services, make swirl marks in the landscaping, making messes, but not picking up trash, then I don't know. I think that maybe we know more than they do. Maybe the people know more than the government. People on the streets could probably get rid of all the trash, house everybody, if they let us get involved more than just their little their little HEB card puppy dogs, where they just dangle an HEB food card in front of somebody for 50 bucks, and then they say, hey, will you come for a month, work for a month, and like be a yes man for our projects, and then we can say that we were inclusive. Oh yeah, I can do it. Please, please, please. Yeah, pick me, pick me. Oh, pick me. It's disgusting. What do you think the government is now? Because the government's not telling. I asked the Statesman, reporter with the Statesman yesterday, where's the government at? I asked them a week ago where they're at. 2 weeks ago, they were asking me, and I told them the Texas National Guard, DPS, APD, and the city are all back there at this camp on Mopac under 5th Street Bridge. And they weren't really appreciative. And now that I asked them if they'd done information requests, can they tell me what their information request team, because they got teams. I don't have teams. I don't have staff. I don't have help. I don't even have you. If you're watching this, you could be a solution. Something you can do from home. Something you can do from your phone. It's information requests, following up on them. But we'd like to know where the sweeps, which are called camp closures and camp cleanups by the city, and I believe by the state of Texas, or whatever their terms of practice are. We want to know where, when they are, so that we can come and document and make sure everything's copacetic and that there's no abuse, no bullying, no power tripping, none of that. And I would like to see that. I'd like to see that data. But also I'd like to know like how much money the DPS spends on these operations. How much money does DPS spend on hotels in Austin to do cause comitatus against First Amendment protected exercises and people? There goes DPS right there, I bet you. See that? Speeding like that, that's your gas, your Suburban, your V8, hauling ass down the access road, breaking the law. They have a lot of unmarked. So does ICE and some of these other agencies. HSI. Yeah. Well, it's just another abandoned piece of property. They do sweeps here. That the gentleman I talked to earlier wasn't familiar with it, but I've seen sweeps here. He's also, you can't be everywhere and see everything. Even I cannot be everywhere and see everything. Even you cannot be everywhere and see everything. But the eyes of the streets see it. So I'm encouraging more people to go out, get out in the community, film, do what's right, hold the corrupt government accountable. I don't think that's too much to ask. All right, y'all, be safe.